Hello students, welcome to the next lecture of basic electrical engineering course. Today we are going to start the module 2 as I completed the module 1 with the problems. So we will see the module 2. So as I told already, it is there the part B and part A. So part A and this is the part B. So here, so two parts are there. So here also we have two parts. One is a single phase circuits, so and another is a three phase circuits here. So already single phase circuits, that is how the alternating quantities, that is AC circuits, we have seen in the last module. So that is the continuation here. Okay, that is what we are going to see here. Okay, so let us see what is the AC circuits are present here. Okay, so give time. So now we are going to connect different elements. Okay, so if you observe clearly in the first module, I have used only resistor only. Is it right? So if you observe, I have used only resistor. So now we are going to use inductor also. Okay, so we are going to connect inductor, capacitor also. Now we are going to connect the inductor and capacitor. So what will happens when you connect a AC source for the resistor, inductor and capacitor, we will see individually. Then we will take a combination, that is a series combination. Here it is given the circuits. Okay, so we will take a series combination, that is what you can observe here. Analysis with phasor diagram. Okay, so of circuits R, L, C individually. Next it is a combination of RL, RC, RLC. So these are the, and they are connected in series and parallel combinations we are going to see. And finally we will have what is the real power, reactive power, apparent power, power factor, importance we will see. That is the part A. And coming to the part B, so coming to the part B, we have what, so how the what is the advantages of three phase power, how the generation of a three phase power it is there, and three phase power balanced circuit, voltage, current and relations in star delta. After that we will have the measurement of three phase power. So if you observe clearly, there are two experiments are there in the laboratory also here. From part A one experiment and part B we have, I think so, two experiments are there here. So here two experiments, here one experiment. So very important, this is so if you understand theory here, you can do lab also very well, right? So this is of entire syllabus what it is there. So we will start with single phase AC circuits. So first we will see what is the meaning of the single phase circuits. So what is the meaning of single phase circuits? Whenever you connecting, okay, whenever AC supply is connected for the circuit, okay, whenever AC supply connected for the circuit, okay, that type of circuits we can call it as the AC circuits. So previously we have seen the DC supply is connected. Now we are going to connect the AC supply. I think so I have given how the voltage sources of AC will be represented. Normally they will represented like this with the small letters they will use, and the current will be same. Okay, current will be same DC, and but if they are represented with the small letters, and you know already V is equals to this Vm sin omega t. This is the mathematical expression you already know, and for I is equals to, we have Im sin omega t. This is already you know. Okay, so this is a entire introduction of this single phase circuits. So after that we will have a three phase circuits. This is a, so first we will start with so analysis. When you connect a AC source for R and L, C, then a combination, then RC combination, then RLC combination. So let us move. See, this is AC source connected to purely resistor circuit, purely R. Okay, this is the, so this is the circuit. First we are going to see, whenever you connected a AC source, a purely resistor circuit, what will happens? Okay, so here there are some voltage drop will be there here across this resistor, that is VR. Okay, that is what we are taken VR, and we have a source here, that is a voltage source, that is V is equals to Vm sin omega t, we are represented here. Now let us write. So whenever you connected a AC source for the purely resistor, what will happens? So first we will write current. What is the current flowing? Okay, what is the current flowing in the circuit? Current flowing in the circuit is, from the Ohm's law, I is equals to V by R. So what is a V? V is equals to Vm sin omega t by R. So if you separate here Vm by R sin, just I am separating sin omega t, then you can write it as Im sin omega t. So what is the Im here? Im is equals to Vm by R, that is the maximum current. Okay, Im is equals to Vm by R, that is the maximum current. Next, whenever you take if you see the waveforms, so whenever if you see the waveforms, let us see the waveforms here. Now we will see the waveforms. If you see the waveforms, I already shown here. Okay, the waveforms are shown here. So if you observe, this is of voltage waveform. Okay, just I will highlight to see it. So this is of voltage waveform. Okay, and this is of current waveform, and this is of power waveform. We will see. So first, if you observe voltage and current, there is no phase difference between them. I think so I explained what is the meaning of the phase difference in the last module videos. So you check it there, what is the phase difference. So they are starting from the both, that is the voltage waveform and current waveform, they both are starting from the same point. There is no phase difference between voltage and current waveforms. Okay, so this is of diagram, and we will discuss the power later. So what we can write here, so if you see the waveform, no phase difference, we can write as no phase difference between voltage and current waveforms. That is what you can observe here from the waveforms. So they both are in phase with each other. Now let us see the phasor diagram. Say if you see the phasor diagram, so that is also there here. Phasor diagram also I have given here. So if you see the phasor diagrams, so this side just I have shown the phasor diagram. So if you observe here, the voltage Vmax and Imax, they both are in phase. That means if you draw this is as Vmax, so in phase with the current, that is what we have shown in the waveform also. So that is what this is the phasor diagram of the pure resistor. Once again, no phase difference. Once again, no phase difference between in this also. So I think so you know the what is the meaning of the phasor. So now we are by using the phasors we are drawing the phasor diagrams, that's all. Okay, so phasor means we are having a length of vector having the value of magnitude of Vm. That is also I explained in the last video, right? Next, if you see the impedance, see here you will get the doubt what is the meaning of impedance here. So impedance we are using for representation of the passive elements in AC circuits. Okay, so if you see the it is so impedance, so I can define in another way also. It is the resistance offered by the circuit to flow of an AC current. Okay, that is also called as the impedance. So if you see the impedance here, that is equals to Z is equals to V by I here. So V by I. So you know already V as Vm and I as Im. So what we can write, Im value, that is Vm by R. You know Im as Vm by R. So Vm will gets cancelled. What is the impedance offered by the circuit? That is only impedance offered by the circuit is R only. That is purely resistor. Now, so what is the phase difference? So these are the important terms what we are using for the problems. Okay, what is the phase difference here? Phase difference, that is phi is equals to 0. There is no any phase difference. Now power factor. So see the power factor. So power factor can be defined. So just you take a power factor. See here definition. So I will give the clarity about the power factor at the end of this module, part B A. Okay, see the power factor. Power factor is cosine angle between voltage vector and current vector. So what is the voltage vector, current vector, cosine angle here? That is a cos phi, cos 0 here. What is the answer you are going to get? That is the power factor. Now come for the power. This is important. So we have given the power waveform also. Now you see what is the power in this circuit. So P you are already know, that is the product of voltage and current. So we will write voltage and current product, that is Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t. So multiply Vm Im sin square omega t, Vm in sin square omega t. So Vm Im 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2, that is sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So if you separate this, you will get it as Vm Im by 2 minus Vm, just I am multiplying by 2 cos 2 omega t. So if you observe the first part, okay, here we have the in power we have two parts. So first consisting of a constant part, this is of a constant part, but if you observe this second part, it is a fluctuating part, it is a fluctuating part. So frequency of a fluctuating power, twice is applied voltage, so frequency and its average value. So if you find the average value, so let us take the average value. What is the average power? This is the instantaneous power. What we are represented here it is. So up to now it is the instantaneous power. So if you see here, what is the average power? If I calculate the average power, because it is a cosine waveform, so if I calculate for power for one complete cycle, it will becoming 0. Okay, the fluctuating power will become 0. That means the second part will become 0. So if you find, so constant part only it will be there, that is we can write it as Vm by root 2. I can write like this, Im by root 2. So what is the Vm by root 2? You already know Vm by root 2 is equals to Vrms, Im by root 2 is equals to Irms. This is the average power. Okay, so average power is the product of Vrms into Irms. So the waveform for the power we are already represented here. If you see here, just I am highlighting here the power waveform. Power is a product of voltage and current. That's why you are getting, even though in the negative part of the voltage and current waveform, multiplication of those two negative waveforms will become a positive. This is the power waveform. So product of voltage and current waveform will gives the power waveform. This is the power instantaneous, that is instantaneous power, and this is the average power. So this is when you apply a purely for resistor circuit. For purely resistor circuit, if you apply a AC source. Next you see, so why I left here, before going to see this next. So whenever you are going to apply an AC source for inductor, so you are going to see some property. So first, before we will discuss that. Okay, so that is, so we are already discussed about the Faraday's laws. What the Faraday's law says that when a conductor cuts the magnetic field, EMF will be induced in it, or when a flux linking with the, so that that is the first statement he has given. Second statement, what it is given, so when the flux linking, that is the magnitude of that induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of flux linkages. That is what we have seen from the Faraday's law. So induced EMF is directly proportional to, that is d lambda divided by dt. So that is E is equals to remove the proportionality constant, we have taken d phi by dt. So that is what we have taken. So in another way also Faraday's laws can be defined. So flux linking with the conductor is changes. So what is defined is What is the meaning of that first statement? If the flux linking with the conductor is changes, so there will be the change in the EMF also. Okay, there will be change in the EMF also. So that is what he is given. So we can write it as, so E d lambda divided by dt, and you can write it as the property of that. So this induced EMF is always, opposite to the other. That means, so whenever you are connecting a source, for the inductor, so it's so I will show the diagram. 1 second, give the time. Okay, you see this diagram, you see. So whenever you are connecting a battery, here, okay, so there are some flux linkages are traveling from north pole to south pole. This is of a coil. Okay, this is of a coil. So flux linking in the coil is some flux is linking. Because of this, so what is the cause of the production of this current? Okay, so there is some induced EMF will be there in the case of this. So that induced EMF is directly proportional to di by dt. So induced EMF, to remove the proportionality constant, we are taking di by dt. So E is equals to minus L into di by dt, we can write. Why we are getting this negative sign? Negative sign is due to Lenz's law. So there is some brief introduction is required for this wave. That is why we have taken for this representation of the inductor. That is why I have taken. What is this inductor is called as? This L is called as the self inductance. Self inductance is the property of the inductor which will oppose the production of magnetic flux, that is a magnetic EMF. Okay, induced EMF. So what is the property of that inductance is which will oppose the production of the induced EMF, that is self-induced EMF. So here it is a this is called as the self-induced EMF. Okay, so self-induced EMF, and this element is called as the self-inductance. So from this we can write it as induced EMF is also can be written as minus L into di by dt or minus N into d phi by dt. Okay, that is what we can write it from the Faraday's laws. So for this explanation, just I have taken Faraday's laws. Once again I explained here. This is of one coil. If you take, so the flux linking with the coil is changes, that is from, so because of that, so what is the production of EMF will be? There is EMF will be produced in the coil because of this current. So that's why induced EMF is directly proportional to di by dt. L you can minus L into di by dt, minus is due to Lenz's law. Okay, right. So now see this circuit. So whenever now we are connected a voltage source here. So whenever you connect a voltage source across the inductor, you have VL, and this is of a voltage source you are connected. So whenever you are connected a voltage source, there is some voltage drop will be there. Now we will write what is the, first we will write what is the induced EMF here. So induced EMF we can write as minus L into di by dt, minus L into di by dt. But this induced EMF is always, why, how it is produced? Because of the, you are applying voltage. You are applying a voltage, because of that applying voltage there is some current is flowing, because of that some induced EMF will be produced. So what is the ultimate cause of production of this induced EMF? This applied voltage. So what it will do is it will always opposing, so there is opposition will be there. So because the production will be there due to this voltage, so this induced EMF is always opposite. So what we can write, this opposition will be represented as minus E. So applied voltage we can write it as minus, so E value, that is L into di by dt. So we can write as V is equals to L into di by dt. So V dt is equals to L into di. So what we can write, di is equals to V by L dt. So if you are taking the integration on both sides, if you are taking the integration on both sides, what you will get here, see here, So taking integration on both sides, and you substitute that. What is the v value we are given here? So that is Vm sin omega t, that is integral by L dt, integral by dt. So if you are taking the integration, just I am separating here Vm by L integral of sin omega t dt and integration of di here. Just have separated Vm by L. If you are taking integration, what you will get? I is equals to Vm by L. What is the integration of sin omega t? That is cos omega t divided by omega. So what you will get? So I is equals to, you will get it as Vm by L, that is omega L cos omega t. So what you can write cos omega t? So if you write the cos omega t, I can write it as Vm omega L sin of omega t minus pi by 2, I can write. So that is of equation of the current. And if you compare that equation, that is Im sin, actually we can write as some theta. So here what is Im value? Im here it is Vm by omega L, and what is the theta here? That is omega t minus 5 by 2. So that is what here you can see. So voltage Im is equals to Vm by omega L, so into sine of omega t minus pi by 2. If you observe here, so what it is happening? So current was lagging by how much angle? So current was lagging by how much angle here? That is of 5 by 2. That is what if you draw here. So if you see the waveforms, now let us see the first waveforms. We will see the waveforms now. So first, as I told in the previous that style, we will see the waveforms. If you observe the waveforms here, so this is of voltage, this is of voltage waveform, this is of the current waveform. So to show that phase difference, see, if you see the 0 points, if you see the, just I am highlighting, just I am showing the phase difference here. So if you see the 0 point of voltage waveform and the 0 point of current waveform, it is starting some delay. So what is that delay is called as the phase difference. Here it is the phase difference. So there is some phase difference is there between the voltage waveform and current waveform. So that means what we can say here, current was lagging. So I can write it as I is, what we can write, I is lagging with respect to V. I is lagging with respect to V by how much angle? That is phi. What is this phi is called as? Phase difference. Phase difference. So with the phase difference phi, so it is lagging. Okay. So if you see that is what about the waveform. So waveforms are given like this. So it is a some lagging is there. How much angle it is lagging? We can say exactly. So if you see here the point, it is here it is 0 is there, and here it is how much it is? Totally 5 by 2. Okay. So previously the points is there is some difference is there. So but if you observe here at the 0 point, it is 0 and it is 5 by 2. So that means how much of it is lagging by how much angle it is lagging by 5 by 2. Now let us see the phasor diagram. See the phasor diagram. So if you see the phasor diagram, see the phasor diagram here. So phasor diagram we will draw like this. So just I am showing here Vm, that is Vm value. Current is lagging by how much angle? That is by 90 degrees. That is what? So the current was lagging by how much angle? That is by 90 degrees. So that is what I have shown here. So Vm here and Im here. Okay, how much angle it is lagging? That is by pi by 2. That is the phasor diagram. Next, if you see what is the impedance, let us see the what is the impedance of the circuit. What is the impedance? What is the impedance of the circuit? Now we can write as Z is equals to V by I. So Z is equals to V by I. So we can write as Vm by Im. You got it as Im value as Vm by Im value is Vm by omega L. Vm by omega L. Omega L here. Vm will get cancelled. Omega L. Here this omega L is called as the inductive reactance. Inductive reactance. So reactance will be represented as XL, okay, and the units for the inductive reactance is ohms. Previously for impedance also it is ohms only, okay, for Z. So what is the impedance of this circuit? That is XL. XL is equals to, we can write omega L. Very important formula. Omega L can be written as 2 pi FL. That means XL is directly proportional to frequency. So if you draw the diagram frequency versus XL, if you draw the frequency versus XL diagram, so what will happen? So whenever you are increasing the frequency, the XL will also be increases. So that is a diagram between XL and frequency. XL is directly proportional to frequency. What is that XL? That is inductive reactance. So inductive reactance can be represented as XL, and it is represented, measured in ohms. Now impedance is completed. Now let us see the phase difference. What is the phase difference? We have seen here phase difference in the circuit is, that is how much? That is phase difference is 90 degrees. That is phase difference is 90 degrees. And you may get doubt, sir, why we are not connecting? So why we are not connecting the DC supply? For the DC supply, you see here a simple concept. So whenever you are connecting a DC supply, so let us see, I will connect a DC. DC means frequency will become 0 for a DC supply. So if frequency is 0 means what is XL value? XL value also will become 0 for DC supply. So now what is the phase angle here? We have seen phase angle difference, that is phi is equals to 90 degrees. Now power factor of this circuit. What is the power factor of the circuit? What is the power factor? That is cos phi, cos of 90 degrees. What is the answer? Cos 90 is 0. Cos 90 is 0. And what is the power? So what is the power? You can see here in the case of the power. So power P is equals to, we can write as power P is equals to VI. Power P is equals to, so that is Vm sin omega t, Im sin of omega t minus pi by 2. Omega t minus pi by 2. So what we can write? Minus Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t, we can write Vm Im sin omega t minus, so you can write it as multiply and divide by 2, you will get it as minus Vm by Im by 2 sin 2 omega t. This is the formula I have used, sin 2 theta. Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. So that's why I multiply and divide by 2. So you will get it as minus Vm Im by 2 omega t. If you observe here, this is entirely a fluctuating part or not? So you see this previous diagram. See this power is, so if you calculate, this is of instantaneous power. We are already first will represent with instantaneous. This is the instantaneous power. So if you take the average power, what will happen to the average power? So if I calculate the average power, one complete cycle, because if you observe the average power, that is a power diagram, that is a power waveform. So just I am highlighting the power waveform here, okay. So if you see the power waveform, so if you calculate the power for one complete cycle, what will happen? It will become 0. So average value if you find for one complete cycle, it will become 0. So what is the power absorbed by the, so that is the average power absorbed by the pure inductor circuit is, we can say it as 0. So because it is, you are getting a fluctuating part. Previously you are getting a fluctuating part as well as the some constant part. Here constant part is becoming 0. You are having only fluctuating part. So if you calculate the power for one complete cycle, you will get it as 0. So that is the power absorbed by the pure inductor is power absorbed by pure inductor is 0, is 0. That is the power absorbed by the pure inductor. Next is see. Now let us see the whenever you are connected a voltage across, that is as AC voltage across the capacitor, there is some voltage is induced. Now you are connecting a voltage, that is a voltage source of V. Okay, so whenever you are connecting, see here, so before going to this calculation, we require some basic fundamental. So Q, so you know that Q is directly proportional to applied voltage. So for the capacitor, if you see the charge on the capacitor plates, you know from the basic classes, that will depends upon the applied voltage. If you take this as a two charge plates, so the charge on the plates will be depending upon the applied voltage. So what we can write, Q is equals to CV. I can write as this C is a constant. Okay, C is a constant, that is to remove the proportionality constant, we have taken C as the capacitance. So what is the property of the capacitance? Capacitance will oppose the flow of, that is the the change in the voltage. So the capacitor will produces a property, so which will produces a property that which will oppose the sudden change in the voltage. So we can write as Q is equals to CV, we can write in the case of the capacitor. So you know I is equals to dq by dt, that is from the basic. So I is equals to d by dt of Q is, we can write as CV. So C into dv by dt we can write, so that is of current. So I is equals to, we can write as C into d by dt of what is the voltage you are applied, Vm sin omega t, Vm sin omega t. So I is equals to, we can write as, just I have taken Vm common, C d by dt of sin omega t, d by dt of sin omega t. So I is equals to, we can write it as, so Vm C, what is the differentiation of sine, that is differentiation of the sine is cos omega t, that is cos omega t. So Vm C into, you are going to get omega also here, differentiation omega cos omega t. Cos omega t, see here, just I am writing omega C, cos omega t can be written as sine of omega t plus pi by 2, is it right? So and I can write Vm by 1 by omega C into sine of omega t plus pi by 2, we can write like this. So this Vm by xc into sine of omega t plus pi by 2. See, whatever I am doing, clearly you observe. So if you compare this equation with Im sin theta, okay, so Im value will become it as Vm by xc and theta is equals to some omega t plus pi by 2. So that means if you observe the V voltage equation and the current equation, there is some phase angle difference is there between, what is that? That is the, once again, the 90 degrees. So right, see this omega t is equals to pi by t. So if you observe here, so for the purely capacitor circuit, so what is happening here, if you observe the 0 points, so if you observe the 0 points here, so this is of 0 point is somewhere before only it was started. So this is the voltage waveform and this is of current waveform. The voltage was started before, that means what we can say, current is leading. So current was leading, previously the current was starting from here, that is across some 90 degrees, the current was lagging, starting point is somewhat lagging. Here you can observe starting point is before of voltage only, that's why we can say it as current was leading. So if you draw the way this phasor diagram, So this is of waveforms. Okay, this is of voltage waveform and current waveform. So if you draw the phasor diagram, so let us take, if you take a voltage as a reference vector, so total voltage as a reference vector, so that you are getting how much angle? Current was leading by how much angle? Exactly by 90 degrees. The current was leading by 90 degrees. That is what we can say here. So that is what it is showing, mathematical proof also here. So the current was leading by how much angle? That is 90 degrees. The current was leading by how much angle? That is 90 degrees, we can say. Now, so we have seen the waveform and phasor diagram is completed. Now what is the impedance of the circuit? We will see the what is the impedance of the circuit. What is the impedance of the circuit here? That is Z is equals to, we can write it as V by I. V by I. So we can write V by I as, 1 second. So V by I we can write it as, that is Vm by Im, that is Vm by, we can write as what is Im value? Vm by Xc. Xc is equals to 1 by omega c. Xc is equals to, we can write as 1 by omega c. So 1 by omega c is equals to, we can write as x, 1 by omega is 2 pi f c. So next c. So Xc, what you got? Xc is equals to 1 by omega c, which is known as capacitive reactance, which is known as the capacitive reactance, which is known as the capacitive reactance. So if you observe clearly, 1 by omega you can write it as 2 pi fc. So what you can write? Omega you can write it as, omega you can write it as, that is Xc is proportional to, inversely proportional to frequency. So if you draw the diagram for the frequency and the voltage, sorry, for the frequency and the Xc, so whenever you are increasing the frequency, so what will happen? The Xc value will be decreases. So that is the relation between the frequency and the Xc value. So whenever you are increasing the frequency, the Xc value will be decreases. So that is the diagram relation between. So whenever you are applying a frequency, so whenever you are applying a DC supply, so now let us question will come. So whenever you apply a DC supply, that is for DC supply frequency is 0. So whenever you apply a DC supply, what is happens to the XL? Something by 0, that will become infinite value. For that is infinite means it is acting like a open circuit. So there it is acting like a short circuit, here it is acting like a open circuit. Now see the phase difference. What is the phase difference we have here? Phase difference is equals to, so what is the phase difference? Here we are having the phase difference of 90 degrees. What is the power factor? Power factor of this purely capacitor circuit is, will become, what is the power factor is equals to cos phi, that is equals to cos 90 degrees. What is the answer here? So 0. The power factor of the circuit is become 0. See the instantaneous power. Instantaneous power. So what is the instantaneous power? We will see first. So P is equals to V into I. So V we can write it as Vm sin omega t, and I is equals to, we can write it as Im sin of omega t plus pi by 2. Is it right? So right. So we can write as Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t, multiply and divide by 2, that is Vm Im by 2 into 2 sin omega t cos omega t. So what we can write? Vm Im by 2 into sin 2 omega t. So if you observe, this is of instantaneous power. If you calculate the average power, what will happen? Because it is also a fluctuating power only. So if you calculate the average power for one complete cycle, what will happen? That will become 0. So power power absorbed by a purely capacitor is also 0, is also a 0 only, we can say. That is in the case of the AC circuits. So this is, that's all for today's class. So in the next class what we will see is, we will see a series RL circuit, series RC circuit, so series RLC circuit. So we will see the what is the series circuits of different elements. That's all for today's class. Thank you very much for attending this session.